class. Our activity for today is about cascading style sheet. So before we proceed with how to integrate cascading style sheet to our HTML web page, I'm going to first discuss the different parts of a style sheet. Okay, the first part of the style sheet is a selector. So this letter A corresponds to the HTML tag that we're going to customize or the HTML tag that we're going to style. So in this case, this letter A is the anchor tag. Okay, so typically we use that in ahref if you can remember that HTML tag. So that will be our selector. For example, we want to style our heading tag, we can use h1 to h6. If we want to style our paragraph tag, we can use P as a selector. Okay, so that is called the selector. The second part would be the start of the declaration block. Okay, so this will set the rules of styles that you're going to apply to your selector. So in this case, if we're going to notice that we have here a declaration for color, wherein color is the property, and then hashtag FFFFFF, which is the hex value for the color, which is the value. Okay, so in this case, we can assume that the color will be color white. Okay, so kasi 6 na F siya. And then we have here the property or value separator. So that is used, colon is used for that. And then we have here the declaration end, the semicolon. Okay, so we can use also multiple declaration in cascading style sheet. So halimbawa, if we want to use or style the font family, the background, the margin, the border, so on and so forth. Okay, so some of the attributes that we can customize also. Okay, and then the last part of the style sheet is the end of declaration block. Okay, so ito yung curly braces. So typically, you can create a multiple style sheet or multiple rules for your style sheet in different HTML tag. So, depende yun, whatever selector that you're going to apply. In my following example, I'm going to use the heading tag as my selector. So, kung ano man yung gagamitin ninyong tag, pwede rin naman yun. That will be your selector, and then you can customize and style that HTML tag in your HTML website or web page. Okay, let's start. So basically, we have 3 ways in adding style sheet to our HTML web page. The first one is inline style sheet. So I'm going to demonstrate how we can use or utilize an inline style sheet. Okay, we're just going to declare first the HTML tag, and then we're going to write style attribute, and then equal, and then we're going to write the rule of the style sheet that we're going to write or the declaration. So for example, we want h1 tag to be color red. Okay, color red. So that is one of our example for writing an inline style sheet. Yan. So lagay natin, for example, here is inline style sheet. Okay, and then let's save it. Save, and then run. Okay, so yan. So it makes the h1 tag shows the color red font for the inline style sheet text. Okay, and then next, we can also add some of the rules in the style sheet that we're going to apply. For example, the font family. Okay, so we're going to write the font family, and then let's say it's Tahoma. Okay, and then save it. Tapos refresh. Yan, so it becomes Tahoma. So that is one way in writing style sheet to our web page using an inline style sheet. So the second one that I'm going to discuss is internal style sheet. So I'm going to apply the internal style sheet to our h2 tag. h2 heading tag. Okay. So let's try to write it first here. Internal style sheet. So actually, this is similar way when you did the div tag in your past activity. So we're going to declare inside the header tag. Okay, ito yung head tag natin, head tag. Okay, so magde-declare tayo ng style or style tag. Okay, slash style. And then, we're going to write the selector. So the selector will be h2. Okay, so that will be our selector. Then begin. So this is our declaration, no? So in our declaration, we're going to write the rules of what h2 tag will look like. So for example, let's also write the font family Tahoma, and it will make also the color, font color to be red. So gawin natin is red, and then font family Tahoma. So what we're going to do here is, okay, para maayos, ayusin natin yan. And then, write natin is, for example, color. And then the color is red. And then semicolon. And then font family is Tahoma din. Okay? So, yan. Save natin. And then, tingnan natin yung magiging appearance. Yan. So, as you can see, I have here two sets of style sheet. Having the first one as an inline style sheet, and then having the second one as an internal style sheet. So that is a difference. That's the difference between the implementation of the inline style sheet and then the internal style sheet. So in my H3 naman, I'm going to use the external style sheet. Okay? So lagay natin is external style sheet. Okay? So this is very important. H3 tag will be utilizing the external style sheet. So how do we implement external style sheet? So when we implement external style sheet, we need to have another file called .css file or cascading style sheet file. So gagawa tayo ng cascading style sheet file. Okay? So in this case, we can use a comment. Okay, lagay tayo. So how do we use comment in CSS? Slash asterisk asterisk slash. Okay, so lalagay natin dito style. Okay, and then what we're going to apply is the H3 tag. So kailangan natin ng selector for H3, and then begin, tapos end. Okay, and then ganun din yung gawin natin, no? So let's say color is blue naman para makita natin yung difference. And then font family, okay, family is lagay natin is Arial. Okay, and then this file will be saved as cascade style sheet. Okay, file save as. Okay, palitan natin siya ng ayun, cascade style sheet file. And then save. Yan. So this is another file called mystyle.css. So this is not an HTML file, no? This is a cascading style sheet file. So how do we link this style sheet to our HTML file? So what we're going to do is link it here from the header. Okay, so lagay natin. Lalagay tayo ng link. Okay, tag. Tapos we are going to declare the attributes. Okay, so the relationship is, and then type, okay, would be text and CSS. And then the third attribute would be the href attribute. Okay, href. So kanino ba natin siya ililink? So if you remember, we save our file at as mystyle.css. So, lalagay natin mystyle.css. Okay? So, nakalink na siya ngayon yan. So, sa save natin siya, supposedly, this h3 tag should work. So, we are expecting that this will be color blue Arial. Okay? So, i-run natin or i-refresh na lang natin. Yon. So, we did it correctly. So, as we can see, this three example, we already implemented three different types of implementing style sheet to our web page. So, the first example, we implemented an inline style sheet. The second example, we implemented an internal style sheet. And then the third example is that we implemented external style sheet. So, what is good in knowing how to implement and add style sheet to our web page is because later on, we can utilize those, particularly the external style sheet, to make it easier for us to style our web pages. So, we can customize easily by calling and linking the style sheet to our HTML web pages that we have created. Okay? So, that is just our brief discussion about cascading style sheet.